Well. It is so good to be proven right. Sorry, it just is so good to be proven right. Merab was never that good. And I've always had this take. And I was getting gaslit into thinking Merab was some elite fighter. And even when I was watching Merab, I'm just like, this guy's an elite fighter? Can't throw a punch for the life of him? This is the elite fighter, pound for pound, second pound for pound fighter or something? What was he, third? Yeah, he was third, right? This is the third pound for pound fighter in the UFC. What, is the UFC shit? What, do we just have the worst fighters in the world, do we? Pound for pound at being one of the worst fighters and just having a cardio machine? What? And we can go back. We can go back through his career. What? We can go back to Aldo, where Aldo was brutally robbed. He landed all the shots of significance. Control time doesn't matter, so everything against the cage doesn't matter. You know, and you can track this down. You can track this down. You know, you can track this down. You can go into the scoring criteria and read it. You can even the ones from August that were supposed to be signed off in August. It was actually supposed to be signed off in August for December, going into the Paramount deal. But I don't know what happened with that. It might have, it might not have. But it does literally say merely holding an opponent does not count as winning. So that's how it's supposed to be perceived, and they're just making it more clear. So that kind of just beat my own. That kind of just shows that I was right all along with the control time thing, and so was most of the hardcore community, right? But then what does Merab do after he beats Aldo? He fights Jan, an injured Jan. And you can rewatch that Aldo fight, by the way. He lands all the shots of significance, and then he just gets held against the cage and kneed in the arsehole. This is Merab's just, like, sense of fighting. It's like, yes, I'm going to beat you tomorrow because I'm going to knee you in the ass and hold you against the fence. And it's just like, bro, relax. You're like the least entertaining fighter on the roster. Relax. And it's so good to be proven right. Sorry, I just have to say that again. I'm so happy about this. I'm so happy we get to see knockouts and finishes at bantamweight again. But Merab, who does he fight after Aldo? He fights Peter Yan, an injured Peter Yan. And what does he do with an injured Peter Yan? Does he A, skillfully outclass him? Does he B, knock him the fuck out or submit him? Or C, fail endless takedowns on him for 25 minutes? Yeah, he does see. He literally does see. I've just rewatched his entire career. He just takedown, Yan defends, takedown, Yan defends, another takedown, Yan defends. And it's hard to fight when you're just constantly defending takedowns. And this is what Umar said too. And like, I low-key agree with him. But we'll get on to Umar in a minute, right? And did Merab clearly win that fight? Yes. But then Peter Yan got him back, the best fighter, pound for pound fighter on the roster, my new favourite fighter. Fuck Ilya. Ilya's crying over his wife. Alright? Let's go. I love this reality where Peter Yan is the champion. I can't, like, sometimes I'm just doing stuff. Like, straight after the event, I had to go to work for a 12-hour shift. And I'm just, like, casually doing my work. And it just comes in my head. Peter Yan is the bantamweight champion again. He's the champion again. You don't understand how happy this is. Right? But he's the champion again, right? Who does Merab fight after that? And I'm gonna try and stay on topic without side noting every time, like I've just done, like I am doing. But yeah, who does he fight after Yan? He fights Henry Cejudo, and he takes Henry Cejudo to a 2-1 decision where he almost gets knocked the fuck out in the first round. Come on, it's washed Henry Cejudo. You shouldn't be getting rocked like that. But yeah, who does he fight after that? Who does Merab fight after that? Who does he fight after that? He fights Sean O'Malley, and this is one of my most unpopular takes. Is Sean O'Malley actually beat him at that fight in the Sphere, in that big fucking ball thing in Vegas, the Sphere, right? He beat him there, right? And it was 3 rounds to 2. Obviously, when Merab beats him by a 3-2 decision, or a Dagestani does, for some reason, For some reason, we have this thing where we call it, oh, it was so dominant, it was so dominant. Dominant in what fucking world? In what fucking world was Merab dominant? He just wasn't. He just wasn't. Maybe against Jan, where he just constantly just take down. But yeah, and then Peter Yan showed that when he's got two fucking arms, he beats the fucking piss out of anyone. And he does the same to Umar, by the way. I saw the Dagestanis doing that. We'll get onto them in a second, right? But you can go round by round. Round 1, Sean O'Malley pieced him up. Round number 2, he gets taken down and controlled. You have to give that round to Merab because Sean O'Malley didn't really do much. Third round, I just got the second round I just got confused with the fourth round. I think the second round was another really close round, but you have to give it to Merab on like landing one extra shot. But the third round was clearly, even the judges scored that for Sean O'Malley. Right, and I know that's not the best because the judges are very like subjective when it comes to the rules, but like even the judges did that, right? And obviously the fifth round, he hit him to the stomach. He clearly beats him in that one, right? That's a 3-1 O'Malley decision. 3-1 O'Malley decision. But let's move on to the next fight. He fights Umar in that Las Vegas place, the really cool arena. We need to go back there. It's a really cool arena. I want to go back there, and I want to see Umar slumped out cold. Islam slumped out cold, and fuck it, Khabib slumped out cold. I don't know, whoever fights him just jumps out the cage and scraps at him and just knocks him out cold as well. That would be really cool. Like the reverse Conor McGregor situation at 229. That would have been really great. Dylan Dennis jumps in the cage and knocks him out instead. Right, anyway, he fights Umar. What does Umar do? How does this fight play out? They literally like the striking in this fight was so fucking, like, not even the fighting, like the boxing was so fucking ugly. I do think people are calling this still the highest skilled matchup this year, and I watch it and I'm physically grimacing because it's like, what is this boxing? Like, this is no Ilia Topuria, right? And I'm not expecting everyone to be Ilia Topuria, but this is, for world class fighters, your boxing is fucking terrible. You know what I mean? It was so fucking bad. It was so bad, and you can rewatch it if you don't believe me. It was so bad, where they're both running at each other, throwing big hooks, but then Umar will finish with a kick and just finish it off. But you can go round by one with this. Obviously, round 1 and 2, Umar wins pretty clearly. If you don't know that, then you're just pretty retarded. Round 1, Umar rocks him, clearly wins. I think round 2, Umar got the better of the grappling. Round 3, and this is the controversial round, who you score this one to, you have to score it to Umar. And as a professional Dagestani hater myself, right, I don't want to say this and say Umar really won, because this is kind of my saving grace. Like, my profile is actually a picture of Umar in Merab, and it's a picture of Umar getting a really good close look at his groin, you know, as they always do. The minute it gets a little bit scrappy, it's like it instantly shoots. It's actually pathetic. Just scrap. But round 3, Umar cuts open Merab, winning him that round. When razor close fights, rounds, and there's no clear winner of a round, you go to visual damage. What does visual damage? Who had the most visual damage in that round? Merab. Merab. And I know it's not really fair because like Umar's so inbred that to the point where his skin just made out of like a rhinoceros or something. You know what I mean? You ain't cutting open that guy unless you have a fucking machete with you. Unless you're in the streets of London with a machete. You ain't cutting open Umar. You're too inbred for that shit, right? And yeah, the last 2 rounds obviously go to Merab, where he just starts fucking being Merab, kneeing him against the leg, just failing endless takedowns, while Umar tries to use all of his inbreeding to fucking defend every takedown. Sorry, I rewatched it and I was just like, this is not the most skilled matchup. Like, Umar looked good, I guess. Umar looked really good in his last fight, by the way. You just need to say that. He actually looked fun and entertaining. But against Merab, that was not the most skilled matchup ever. Alright, we need to fucking stop glazing that just because it was just a Dagestani that we all hate. But yeah, we're going to move on to the next fight he fought, right? And I feel like I made that a thing now. On to the next fight. I should make a fucking t-shirt, because I say that way too fucking much, right? Who does he fight after Umar? He fights Sean O'Malley. What does Sean O'Malley do? Puts his fucking head in a guillotine, right? And he did it all for the first fight. What does Merab do? Because he doesn't know how to submit anyone. Just hugs the head. And I'm guessing, like, Aljo took him aside and was like, yeah, mate, you can submit him for me, mate. And, like, Merab is just there, just like, what, I can submit him? I can submit him? Of course I want to submit him. I'm going to submit him. Well, you know, with his, like, retarded brain. Primal brain. You know what I mean? Like, little caveman. And he's just like... and he's just like... and he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna grab open the neck and I'm gonna choke him, and then he makes him tap. But even in that fight, it needs to be said, Sean O'Malley was beating him. Sorry, the first round maybe, second round was clearly O'Malley's, right? And even in the third round, I think O'Malley was getting the better of it. I can't remember. That's the only one I didn't watch, because I kind of already know how that one went. But yeah. Yeah, and then who does he fight next after killing pretty much Sean O'Malley? Because he put his head in a guillotine choke, just because he thought he'd probably just hold on to it like he did in the last fight, into a headlock position. He fights Corey Sandhagen. Now, I need to say this about Corey Sandhagen. Is he really technical and good? Is he probably one of the best fighters when it comes to technicality-wise? Yes. But is he a fucking idiot? Absolutely. Like, there comes a point where you're just too technical. Leon Edwards has the exact same problem, where he's too technical, where he'd rather, like, we'll get, like, a good position against Bilal in the final round, and he'll just hold his head there with head position on the ground. I'm in his guard, I'm holding head position, I'm being heavy on top, I'm going to hold him down, and I'm going to do fuck all in damage. It's damage-based scoring. Sometimes you just got to be Yuri Pasker about it, and just fucking spin around, and just fucking not get a knockout or something, you know what I mean? Right, it just comes a point where you've got to be like that, and neither of them have that, and even in the first round, I was watching that live, and I was like, is this for real? Is Corey Sandhagen about to become a champion? Because he was making him look shit. It was like, what? All we needed was Corey Sandhagen this entire time. Maybe I'm a Corey Sandhagen fan, and then obviously he stood there like an idiot and got rocked. And then, yeah, I'm guessing he didn't recover and he just kind of like got overtaken. But, you know, another case of a 3-2 decision. And even that, you can argue it to Sandhagen. I haven't bothered to rewatch it since I watched it live, so I could be wrong. But it was a 3-2 decision. I know that was a thing. And everyone called it so dominant. It wasn't dominant at all. It was a 3-2 decision. It was a very close fight. Could have went either way. But yeah. And then who does he fight? He fights my goat, Peter Yan, right? And Peter Yan beats his fucking ass, right? And I was scared going into it. And the minute he went past the first round, I was like, yeah. I would go Peter Yan. And he got better, that's the thing. He beat Merab, what Merab's good at. You know what I mean? As the fight goes on, his cardio will just overtake and just fucking, you know, he'll just start shooting 50 takedowns. You'll go from shooting 5 takedowns per round to the 4th round, shooting fucking 1 million takedowns per second. You know what I mean? I don't even know how that works. That math isn't adding up. But yeah, and he just fucking beats the shit out of him. I mean, boots him. I'm gonna put a picture up of his face, right? This is what our goat Peter Yan did. And I'm gonna stop saying it like that because it's kind of cringe. But like, this is what our goat Peter Yan did to an inbred. And you know what? He does the same to Umar. He would do the same to Umar. And I know Umar's like a big fucking brick. But Umar is getting fucking beating the piss out of it. I'm telling you right now. I've always had this take. As long as Merab is champion, no one beats him because he's too inbred, right? He's too inbred even for fucking... even for an inbred himself in Umar, right? But if this Umar versus Yan fight ever happened, I've always said Yan would beat the fucking piss out of him. And I think it's obvious. I think it's obvious. He always gasses out, but this is not about Umar. Although I could argue that Umar should have probably fought Sean O'Malley in his next fight. But you know, UFC doesn't listen to us. I've always said that. I think Sean O'Malley would knock him out. I'm going to be honest. I think Sean O'Malley would knock out Umar. I'm going to be honest. But yeah. And then, also, right, after our goat, Peter Yan, knocks that fucker out, pretty much, beats the piss out of him, gives him a headache, makes him look like a Swiss cheese, you know what I mean, right, makes him look like a squashed lasagna, right, these Dagestanis, right, these fucking Dagestanis are trying to claim my Peter Yan. You will not be claiming my Peter Yan. Peter Yan is mine, okay, you are not claiming Peter Yan. You're not claiming Peter Yan off me, right? Peter Yan is an Eastern Orthodox Christian, for one, right? He is not Muslim. You only seem to glaze these Muslim fighters, so stick to your Muslim fighters. Ignore my Peter Yan. Peter Yan is too good for you. He's not inbred. He doesn't like you, and he's gonna beat. I saw a post. I saw a post on Twitter. Peter Yan. He said Peter Yan will get mauled by Umar, and I'm just like, I just put a picture of my profile picture in the comments, and I've got this fucking Dagestani fan but rage, and he sent me about 5 replies to this one tweet. It was crazy, and they were all like paragraphs. It's fucking funny. I love rage baiting them. It's my funniest. It's my greatest act. You know what I mean? It's my greatest act. I love it. I love doing it. When I wake up after an event, I just want to rage bait them because they're just so easy to rage bait, man. None of them are actually Dagestanis. They're just Dagestani fans because what? He's from Turkey. Turkey doesn't even have fighters. As well as that, right? Turkey shouldn't even be a fucking country. But we don't have to go into geopolitics. What is this video? I've talked about inbreeding, fucking the record of Merab, how Merab doesn't know how has a brain, his entire lineup, and now I'm talking about the geopolitics of Turkey. Free Kurdistan, man. You know what I mean? You know, free the Kurds, man, and give Greece the land back and give the Armenians the land back. Yeah, fuck off. And then you always get the Pakistanis. They're the same as well. They always go with Dagestanis because they don't have any fighters. Even India has fighters, and you do not. So that's just kind of funny. So yeah, even India has fighters over you. You know what I mean? So that's another funny one. And do you want to know the worst part about Merab losing? Is what does he say after he loses? He says, "I tried to be entertaining." No, you tried to be boring. Yan didn't let you be boring. And you got schooled. You got shown how shit you really were. And I don't know how it took, 3 different people? 4 different people? 5 different people? Like, how low level is UFC? Is this what we're getting at now? Where Merab is a champion and the GOAT of bantamweight? He's undeniably the GOAT of bantamweight. And do I like Merab? I just need to be said. I do like Merab. If we talk about just skill, no, just no. But if we're talking about like personality wise, then if we could have like Peter Yan's fight style mixed with Merab's personality, then then we'd have like the best fighter ever. That's what we need. I do find him funny. I love the fact he beat Umar. That is one of my favourite memories, watching that live. I was watching that with a bunch of Muslims and they were raging. That will be a beautiful memory forever in my life, of them raging and me laughing at them. Just laughing at them. It would be one of the best fucking things ever. But yeah, Merab doesn't have belt. Great reality we live in. I did see something from an interview ages ago where Merab says, if I would have lost to Peter Yan, I would have killed myself. And now I'm not gonna say that Merab should kill himself, but what I will say is, please retire. Like, or actually, I've got a better idea. You and Umar can host every single press conference. How about that? Retire from fighting, never fight again, but you can host every single press conference. And you know what? We'll have Conor McGregor in the centre, while you two just fucking go at it, just verbally, because that will be the funniest shit ever. You know what I mean? That's what we need. That's what we need in UFC. We don't need fights. We need Umar and Merab fucking screaming at each other. But in all fairness, Merab is literally the GOAT of bantamweight. He's not completely trash. I've always thought he was overrated in terms of skill, but he was good at what he did, which was volume and cardio, his best attributes, and he used them for 2 years, tormenting my existence, because I felt like I was the only person to see his skills for what they are, which is very low level, but he's really good at making people constantly defend his shots and worry about them. And that was always my take. And it's so good to be proven right again and again. I'm just a genius. I'm just a genius. That's clearly what it is. I'm just clearly just a genius. And I love this reality we live in. Now, if we now look at the current champions, every single world champion is entertaining, right? I know Van's the new flyweight champion, but I literally just see the belt as vacant at the moment because Pantoja broke his arm. But whoever won that fight, if Pantoja didn't break his arm, it would have been an entertaining champion anyway. So I don't really care. I don't really care about the flyweight division, because they're both entertaining and they both put on scraps, so I don't care. And then you move up to bantamweight. We got Peter Yan now, no more Merab holding you against the cage and kneeing you in the arse. A featherweight, we've got Volkanovski, who always has technical, well-rounded performances. And if Lopez wins, Lopez is a finisher. Lopez knocks out every fucker, and I may be choosing Lopez to beat Volkanovski, by the way, maybe. And then we got Ilya or Gaethje or Paddy, both entertaining as fuck in January. Both entertaining as fuck. Then we move up to welterweight, and we get Islam fucking Makhachev laying in half guard and doing fuck all, absolutely nothing that entire fight against JDM, and traumatising me for life. And I do think Prates actually knocks him out, by the way. I don't think anyone can take a clean shot off Prates. I'm just going to say that much. I don't think anyone ever can take a clean shot off Prates. It's not happening. But and then you move up again, and would you guess, it's another Caucasus fighter. Another Caucasus fighter who's very fucking boring. His name's Hanjat Chimaev. Used to be entertaining, and then he just decided, yeah, I'm going to lay on DDP. And although I did choose him to win, I thought he would submit him in the first round or something, like he usually used to do. But he's just shit, you know what I mean? Just laying on him, just being boring, just fucking scrap, man. Take him down, go at the back. I don't care if you're going to go 5 rounds. I want you to submit him in the first round and be entertaining, or have cool scrambles, you know what I mean? Have a scrap on the feet. Don't be boring about it, you know. And then we move up to light heavyweight. Alex Pereira just absolutely demolished and flatlined Ankalaev. Even though I did kind of like Ankalaev. I don't know if anyone else did, right? Because I know the thing's called like anti-daggers and MMA, but like I did kind of like Ankalaev. Like I saw a little bit of edits, not his fight style, but like I saw a lot of edits. He has like a restaurant. I don't know why. I don't know. I just really like him for a restaurant. It's awkward, but yeah. But his fight style boring. Just a boring guy. Just is a boring fella. And Pereira fucking demolished him, and I still hear people crying about that. And then we move up to heavyweight, and we have Tommy Aspinall. What more could we want? What? Hamza Chimaev fights Nasruddin Imavov. Nasruddin Imavov has a really good chance of beating him, I'm going to be honest. Right? Has a really good chance of beating him. What, Islam's next fight? What will it be? Prates? Ian Gary? One of them two? Them two definitely have a good chance of beating him. Both of them do. I think Prates would beat him. Ian Gary, not so much. I'm questionable. I think it's 50-50. But this is the current landscape we live in. No more Dagestanis. No more Caucasus fighters. No more boring fighters. We're just gonna have entertaining scraps in the Paramount deal. Armin Sarukian's not getting a title shot, even though he's actually kind of entertaining from the Caucasus Mountain. But yeah, but this is the reality we live in. No more boring shit. No more laying in top position. You know, I'm so happy to be alive after a year of being tormented by these fucking crotch sniffing, inbreeding, fucking cousin marrying, boring ass fighters, man. Like, they're boring, right? And now they're gone. Well, they're gonna be gone. We got two more. We got one down, two more to go, and it's gonna be a great reality. But that is my rage bait video over and done with. If you enjoyed, like, I guess you can subscribe, but you probably won't do that because I've probably just insulted your favourite fighter, and I do not care. I do not care in the slightest at all. I do not care in the slightest that your favourite fighter was insulted in this video. They probably deserved it. But yeah, like, subscribe, and help me make money on this fucking YouTube channel, please.